having the babies and knowing that they're looking at me. They're looking at me for everything. Great responsibility. Great responsibility. But you love your babies and you do what you gotta do. When Nick and Nicole was born, it was hard.
Yeah.
Really hard. Having twins and surviving. Having one girl out of two boys Nicole was very prissy, but she was a very loving child and very giving. She blossomed into a very beautiful young woman at a very early age.
Yeah, she was very smart. You could tell that at a very young age. That, she was destined to be something. She had the drive. She had that it.
Very drive.
She just had it.
Some of the things I really enjoyed about Nicole, I think, was, for one, her vibe, her positive spirit. I instantly was drawn to her. She just pushed you to really do better for yourself. Letting people know that no matter where you come from, your childhood, your disadvantages, you can be anything that you want to be. The possibilities are endless.
She was always about life. Never a dull moment with her. She was all about education, which is very good. She, of course, wanted to be a lawyer, and she just wanted to do good things in the world. And she was a very, very impactful and very positive person in my life.
To move to college, wow! When she graduated high school, I made a promise to them. I said, no matter what, no matter where I'm in the world, when y'all graduate high school, I'll be back.
Yep, you did bring good promise.
So right before they graduated, I think it was like April of 2005. They called me. They was like, hey, we graduating. You promised us you'd be back. So I was like, all right. So I think it was like May. I came back to see them walk. Graduating from high school. When she graduated from high school, before they even got back, she had told me she was looking at a couple of colleges to go to. And I was a little worried for because, two of them was in Atlanta. But we ended up talking to her to look at a couple of other options that was a little bit closer.
Closer home.
So if anything happened, we could get to her faster, or she could get to us faster. And she thought that was very sensible. So she ended up finding a great school in Campbell University, out in Bowie's Creek. It's out towards the coast of North Carolina, towards Fayetteville in that area. She asked me, could I go with her to the orientation? So I said, no problem. I was very excited to go. I was proud. I was honored, to take her down there. The school was great. She ended up going. She had some obstacles while she was in school. I think that's where she first got her a big taste of grown-up life. And she was a cheerleader. She got on the cheerleading squad just like that when she went to Campbell.
She first got there, I think was like in the first 2 weeks. She got there, she was coming out of the building, and a photographer for the newspaper of the school asked her would she mind taking a picture. And she said yes, and she took the picture, and she took it with one by herself and then one with two other students. And she said she didn't think nothing of it because she figured it was just going to be in the paper. So, and a couple of weeks later, she said she come out the building, and you know how they have the spread on the side of the building for advertising the college. There's the picture of her and two other students. And then when they brought out the notification book for the college itself, her face was on the front of that. The first year.
National catalog for the actual college.
Yep.
That was awesome.
It was.
Not only did she cheerlead, she also ran track.
At Campbell University, your freshman year, one of the things that they wanted them to do was to be a part of a Christian-based Bible study. So she was a part of the Christian-based Bible study at Campbell University in her freshman year. And she worked for a law firm.
And she worked for a law firm.
It was for internship,
right.
Learning how law really worked and how to go to a courtroom and assess a situation and be able to write about it. She loved doing it. I remember the night that she came in my room and she sat on the end of the bed and she said, "Mama, I gotta go." And I'm like, "Go where?" And she said, "I gotta go to DC." I was like, "For what?" And she said, "I gotta go where they create law." She said, "I gotta go." I was like, "Why you gotta go where to DC?" She said, "Because," she said, "that's my passion. That's where I'm supposed to be. That's where I'm going to soar." Why I started the foundation, the Nicole Enoch Foundation, is a legacy of love. A legacy of love for Nicole, because she was just a bundle of joy. And she loved people. She really did. She loved helping people. And that's why we started it.
So I received a phone call from Mom, Nicole's mom, we call her Mom, and she said, "You know what, I really want to do something for Nicole. I want to start a foundation in her name." And I was like, "Yeah." So she was like, "Yeah, I want to start this foundation and really just give back to the community."
And I started thinking about her as a whole, as what she liked. She was a believer. She could believe she could do anything, and anybody that set their mind to something, they could do it. They could achieve what they wanted, and they would receive a reward from what they did. So this is all Nicole. The foundation is something that is like a helping hand. Even down to the scholarships, the Sausage Biscuit Tuesday, giving back to the community of the homeless people. I remember Nicole told me a story about a sausage biscuit, and I'm like, "What?" And she was like, "Mama," she said, I ride the metro every morning to go to work." And she said, "On Tuesdays," she said, "I go in the metro," she said, "and before you can go down the steps," she said, "you would hear this guy singing." And I was like, "Singing?" She said, "Yes." She said, "His voice just ringed out in the metro." She said, "He had the most beautiful voice." And she said, "He wasn't asking for money." She said, "He just sung." And she said, "One morning I was standing there just in awe of his voice." She said, and he asked her for a biscuit. And she said, "A biscuit?" She said, "You hungry?" And he said, "Yes." She said, so I started bringing him a sausage biscuit on Tuesday morning. So those memories came back to me, and that's why we started Sausage Biscuit Tuesday. And it's going to be something annually that the foundation would do for homeless people, because it helps me to do something that keeps something going that she loved doing, and that was giving back to people.
We decided to give back to the community in ways of like doing different drives for the community, like homeless drive and can drive, and then also too doing a scholarship where we would give it to a recipient who needed the money, who had aspirations of being a lawyer. And I was like, that was great. And so she decided to put us, and along with some other people on the board, to really drive that vision that she had. And the first thing that we did was a benefit concert, and the planning process behind that was crazy.
Yeah,
because none of us had ever done anything like that before. And it took a lot of hard work. But we got it together, we accomplished it, and it was phenomenal. We were able to give a recipient of a scholarship, and it just opened the door for other things for us to do for the foundation.
Exactly. And then on top of that, she did a food drive for the homeless. just a very, 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 very good thing that that mom is doing for the foundation. I know Nicole will be very, very excited about that. Looking for, in the future, we're looking to do more things to impact the community in a positive way.
Education, she was fully on that. She loved reading and she loved studying and achieving her goals. So that's why we want to do the scholarship, giving to young ladies that want to pursue a law degree to change things in the world. That's what Nicole was about. She wanted to change things for the better. I remember her writing an autobiography of herself and said she wanted to be remembered for people giving back to people. She wanted to be remembered for being a great lawyer and one day being a judge, so that it wouldn't be any crime and people wouldn't stop shooting each other. And she was just a person that wanted to make things change. That was the reason for her going to DC. That was the reason for her going to college, being an attorney, because she wanted to make a change. And Nicole, we did the scholarship upon someone wanting to have that same drive that she had, and building on that.
This foundation is a very good stepping stone. I'm so glad that Mom is carrying the torch for her and for things that she would want to do, if she was still here.
Yeah.
The foundation is also has also done lots of work outside of North Carolina. We also did 1,160 bottles of water to Flint, Michigan, when they were having a tough time with the water supplies and the piping in Flint, Michigan. We was glad to be able to supply that for them. We also did backpacks for the schools and the local schools. We've also given to Leadership Links, which is helps young girls to identify what they want to be when they grow up. So that's sort of exactly what Nicole is all about, helping young girls to achieve something later on and believe in themselves. Helping the homeless shelter here in High Point. We've went and served, got canned foods for the homeless shelter. So we also want to give back. We are also a 501c3 nonprofit organization. So it helps us to give back and have that 501c3 in order to do a lot of things in our community. We have a program that I am very excited about, that I'm working on right now. It is Victims with Voices. When someone loses a child, the way I lost Nicole, or through a wrongful death, or from the hands of someone else, it's traumatic. Losing anybody that you love is traumatic, but a child, a mother losing a child, a parent, father losing a child, we want to be a support group, building up a support group in the area of helping other parents that has lost a child, to where we can come in and we can talk together. We can it's nothing like talking to someone that is being in your shoes. You got that heartfelt, just having a listening ear to listen with not just your ear but with your heart. And that support is it means a lot, because I've been there and it was people listening to me, but I'm finding out with all the things that has been going on here in North Carolina and even in the world, that people need support. People need to listen. People need to hear and have compassion toward what people have gone through. And it's not easy when you go to, and we support them to have go to professional counseling. We want them to go to professional counseling, but you get an hour. You get an hour with a counselor, and by the time you get ready to open up to the counselor, it's time to shut down. So with us, I want to be able to sit and just listen, just have a time where they can just unload, and we don't have a time clock. We're not rushing through this, because it's time to get all the emotion out, get what you can't say out, or someone that you just, as a professional person, is fine. But when you're talking to someone that has actually gone through that, it means a whole lot. So Victims with Voices, I'm very excited about. The Nicole Enoch Foundation wants to do so much more. You can follow us on Facebook, Nicole Enoch Foundation, on NicoleEnochFoundation.org. You can reach out there. We want to impact our community on a positive note. We want to give back. We want to be able to write big checks. We want to be able to give to the homeless in a big way. We want to be able to just supply a student with a nice check for tuition or for books or supplies, whatever they need. But the foundation is growing, and we really want to impact our community in a very positive way. Nicole was an achiever. She believed in people. She believed in herself. And if you worked hard and you did what you supposed to do, her college life, her everyday life, she received what she gave. She put in. You put in the hard work, you receive back. And you loved, and you get loved back. So the Nicole Enoch Foundation is on loving people and giving them what they need in the time that they need it. Education. We want to be able to give nice scholarships for students that's going into law.
And just like the t-shirt says, that we got across our chest that we wear, that we're trying to incorporate, believe, achieve, receive. Like my mom was just saying, it starts with believing in yourself.
Well, it's true.
Before anybody else can believe in you, you have to believe in yourself. And once you believe in yourself, you can work towards achieving your goals.
In life.
You know what I'm saying? You're an inspiration to yourself. You're an inspiration to other people. Once people see that you're inspiration, and they see that you're trying to do this, not necessarily always on your own, but and a lot of people out here know it's hard. There'll be people out here that'll be willing to help you, and that's where the receive part comes in. Even if it's not from other people, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if people believe in God, but you might receive that blessing from him, because she was a believer. You know
yes,
what I'm saying? She believed more. My sister, I can honestly say, and I've said this for a long time, if there's ever a word, the pure for a person's soul was ever to be captivated, I think you can look her up and you can find that in the day. You'll see her picture beside the word pure. Because that is my definition. If somebody asks me who I know is be a pure person, it would be her. When I see my sister do it, that's the pureness that I see. It still is my inspiration. And I'm a grown man. I'm the older brother. And I look at the things she did just for 27 years on this earth. And it's very inspirational to this day. And I got 4 pictures up in my house right now. So when my son grows up, he knows not just me, but he can know who his aunt was. You know what I'm saying? Know what she stood for. His middle name is Valor, honor, courage, and commitment. And I named him that for a reason. You know what I'm saying? To stand behind these 3 words from here: believe, achieve, receive. You have honor in yourself. You have courage to do what you need to do, and be committed to that purpose. And that's what this foundation is going to stand for. And it's going to continue to stand for. And there's a lot of people out here that need this help. And we want to be there for them.